Has there ever been a more controversial player in their first few seasons of AFL footy than Jack Ginnivan? There are plenty of young guns with their names in the spotlight right now, like Nick Dacos, Damien Barrett's favourite player Chad Warner, and Connor Rozee, the captain of Port Adelaide. However, none of them have received quite the level of attention that Jack Ginnivan gets week to week. From his performances in big-time games to his antics on and off the field, it seems just about every week there is a new story revolving around Jack Ginnivan. So in this video, we're going to look back at Ginnivan's career so far and look at how he became the most talked about player in the AFL before he even reached 50 games. Ginnivan's AFL career kicked off when he was taken at pick 13 by the Collingwood Magpies in the 2021 AFL Rookie Draft, and then went on to make his AFL debut in round 19 of that 2021 season against Port Adelaide. His first game was a fairly uneventful one, not troubling the score sheets and recording just the 7 disposals and 1 goal assist in a 28-point loss. He would go on to play 4 more games that season, with his first goal in the big time coming the following week against the West Coast Eagles. Other than that, however, there weren't too many headlines following him at that point, as he was yet to make his mark on the competition. 2022 started off well for Ginnivan. He found himself in the round 1 side for Collingwood, and they would go on to win that game by 17 points, Ginnivan kicking 2 goals in that match. However, it was what he did post-match which caught the attention of one prominent media figure in the AFL.
Righto, so we're going to pump up Collingwood and we've loved what they've done. Craig McRae has absolutely hit the ground running. I didn't like seeing this post-game.
Yeah, you know how it is. Light work. You know, one of many this year. Yes, baby. One of many. Yeah. One of many. Yeah, baby. Recording live. Me and Brody. That's what we're talking about. Yes, sir. Check it. Yeah. Let's go, baby.
You finished 17th last year, you've beaten St Kilda, who no one expects will do anything this year. Stop carrying on. That's Jack Ginnivan. You've played 6 games. Just relax, earn some respect in the game before you go on carrying on like that. Now, some would say...
Kane Cornes absolutely roasted Ginnivan's post-match antics on the Sunday Footy Show, and this would be the point in which we would start hearing Ginnivan's name a whole lot more. A couple weeks later against Geelong, rocking a new peroxide blonde look, Ginnivan found himself in some more drama after being put in a chokehold by Joel Selwood. Later in the night, Ginnivan retaliated to Selwood before being absolutely decked and starting a massive brawl. It was Selwood, though, who got the last laugh on this night after the Geelong Cats came back from 37 points late in the third quarter to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. Once all was said and done for this game, it wasn't over for Ginnivan yet, as Kane Cornes was ready to take aim once again on the Sunday Footy Show.
Pendlebury's respect in the game is worthy and he wasn't demonstrative or anything like that, but I would say to Scott that he'd need to have a chat to some of his players about staging. This one from the young player in Ginnivan, he's got to get this out of his game. You can't be doing that. If you're going to be the agitator, if you're going to be aggressive, if you're going to get in the face of the opposition, you're not going to be staging for free kicks. So Scott, yep, you might have one with Dangerfield, but he's got one with his own player as well.
This, to my knowledge, was the first time anyone ever publicly called out Ginnivan for ducking and or staging for free kicks. However, it definitely wouldn't be the last. The 2022 Anzac Day clash between Collingwood and Essendon in round 6 was set up perfectly for a fascinating match. However, no one could have expected what happened next. Jack Ginnivan booted 5 goals on the day and staked his name as one of the young superstars of the competition, silencing the Bombers fans while doing so. Ginnivan's performance caused a lot of backlash for Kane Cornes, who had repeatedly criticised him up until this point, and in response to the backlash, Kane Cornes did this.
This is what confronted us this morning, as we say, Kane Cornes, good morning.
I don't know what all the fuss is about. I don't know what you're talking about, TJ.
Mate, what have you done?
I was just...
But what are you doing?
Midlife crisis?
Well, no, let's be honest. Jack Ginnivan's got an edge. Jack Ginnivan has got an edge. I was wrong. He kicked 5 on Anzac Day on the big stage. There is something about this kid that I like, and I need an edge. Yes. So I want the edge. TJ, you should get the edge, Brownie. You need the edge. Lordo, stop dying at dark. You've got to go blind. Damo, you've got no hair left. But there's an edge about him, and I'm on board. I love it.
This ongoing banter between Kane Cornes and Jack Ginnivan would further boost his profile, and for a while it was all fun and games for Ginnivan. However, things would start to take a little bit of a turn for the worst, as his ducking and playing for free kicks was once again in the spotlight. By about the midway point of the 2022 season, the umpires had well and truly caught on to Jack Ginnivan ducking for high contact free kicks, and as a result they adjusted the rule interpretation of high contact free kicks, specifically high tackle free kicks. However, it seemed as if they were only applying this new interpretation to Jack Ginnivan, which led to a lot of confusion from the AFL media and the public.
Lordo put Jack Ginnivan on the map last week and the different interpretations of when he's getting a free kick and when he's not. So let's roll the year that's been in terms of the free kick. So what has been a free kick this year? All of these free kicks this year. So how can you have a competition that pays this for 2/3 of the season and then all of a sudden decides, nah, that's not a free kick anymore? These are all free kicks. We've all seen them. We've all spoken about it year on year. Free kick last week. That's a free kick. This is not a free kick. So just the confusion that it must be. I know Collingwood fans are tearing their hair out. So now it's been in the news all week. So that's not a free kick when that's been paid a free kick all year. And this one is just high. Like, that's just a high free kick. He wasn't even exaggerating contact there. So I just find it really frustrating that as a league we change interpretations. We don't tell anyone just because it's in the news he doesn't get them. Then you look at some other players in the same game yesterday that got free kicks for exactly the same thing. Chase Jones ducks into that tackle, gets a free kick. And just because Scott Pendlebury's a good bloke and a star player, he ducks into a free kick and he gets it, whereas Jack Ginnivan doesn't. So the confusion around this rule continues to boggle the mind, really.
So are you worried?
All this confusion eventually culminated in a moment during the round 19 matchup between Collingwood and Essendon, where Jack Ginnivan was taken high in a tackle by Mason Redman and borderline put in a headlock, yet no free kick was paid, and this caused a lot of outrage.
I felt sick. I felt sick because the fabric of our game, the fabric of the game is umpires treating every player the same. Yeah. Okay, you know that if a player plays for free kicks, does certain things, okay, umpires might take it into their own hands. But that was virtually not only a high contact headlock, it was bordering on unduly rough play. And the best umpire in the game, Max Stevic, didn't blow the whistle.
While this ended up being the final major storyline involving Ginnivan in 2022, he wasn't completely out of the spotlight yet, as in the qualifying final against Geelong he did appear to perform a chicken wing tackle on Patrick Dangerfield. However, the MRO saw nothing of it and he was not suspended or given any sort of sanction and was free to play the next week. The off-season is supposed to be a rest period for AFL players, a time when they can relax and enjoy their lives without the pressure of the AFL world watching on. Well, unfortunately for Jack Ginnivan, this wasn't the case, as in February 2023, he found himself involved in a massive drug scandal.
One of the AFL's brightest, brashest young guns humbled.
Yeah, just utterly disappointed in myself. Feel like I've let 44 of my best mates down, the club, hundreds of thousands of people. So from me, I'm so remorseful and I'm so sorry for that.
He admits using drugs in the Torquay hotel toilet.
And went into the cubicle and obviously taken an illicit substance.
2023 was not off to a good start for Ginnivan. He was handed a 2-match ban to start off the season after using an illicit substance. Add that on top of poor pre-season form and he couldn't find his spot in the Collingwood lineup until round 5, where he held his spot for a little while before being dropped again after not impacting games enough. Even in the VFL, he couldn't escape the attention. During the Collingwood VFL side's round 15 matchup versus Frankston, a few of the Frankston players ganged up on him and started another massive brawl with Ginnivan right in the centre of it all. At this point, it was starting to look like Ginnivan's career was beginning to go down the drain. However, a stroke of luck had him in the round 24 side against Essendon, and a solid 3-goal, 3-goal assist performance saw him hold his spot for the upcoming final series. As Collingwood made their way to the 2023 AFL Grand Final, you just knew something was going to happen involving Jack Ginnivan. And then the night before the AFL Grand Final, it was revealed that Jack Ginnivan went on a trip to the Moonee Valley races, much to the surprise of many people. Collingwood came out and defended Ginnivan over this decision to go to the races, and in the end, nothing was really made of it. The Pies went on to win the Grand Final, and Jack Ginnivan became a Premiership player, but it wouldn't be long before he would be once again in the spotlight. Upon the conclusion of the 2023 season, it was revealed that Jack Ginnivan and Collingwood had agreed to part ways, and Jack Ginnivan ended up being traded out to Hawthorn. This was a massive deal and arguably the biggest deal of that year's trade period. It just seemed as if Collingwood had finally had enough of Jack's behaviour and decided they wanted to part ways with him. They brought in Lachie Schultz that trade period as well, which is probably an upgrade from Jack Ginnivan. Meanwhile, Ginnivan was able to play for the club which he supported growing up. As for the exact reason why Collingwood decided to get rid of him, Ginnivan recently revealed in an interview what exactly was said to him at the exit meeting on Talking Footy.
But can I just go back to the conversation you had with Fly? And there's been so many different reports about what it was that he may have said to you. What did he actually say to you?
It was a difficult exit meeting to hear. Sort of words of not being humble, which I took to heart a bit, and because I think I'm a pretty humble person. So, when you hear things like that from your ex-coach, it becomes a bit of writing on the wall. And
was it a short meeting? Yeah,
it was pretty short, 10 minutes. And obviously, I didn't play my best game in the grand final, and it was a hard preparation for me. I played one game in 5 weeks, so obviously it's things about that I didn't play that well, and I thought my preparation couldn't have been any better. I just was unlucky with 3 sub games as well.
As we make this video, it's only been 5 rounds of the 2024 season, and he has already had his name in the headlines again. He's back in the news for his tactics of trying to draw high free kicks, and the umpires still aren't giving him many free kicks. In fact, now it seems like it's gone beyond just high tackles. Mac Andrew bumped him from behind on the weekend in what is normally a free kick, but it seemed because it was Ginnivan, it just wasn't paid. I think this is going to be a theme that we're going to continue to see throughout the season, and it will probably continue to make more and more headlines. So there you go, guys. That is a look back through Jack Ginnivan's career so far. Amazing to think that he hasn't even reached 50 games yet, and there's already this much to talk about. In fact, there's probably stuff I've missed and forgotten in this video. There's been that many headlines with his name in it, that many controversies involving him. It's really quite insane. There's never been a player quite like Ginnivan. I don't think that there's ever been a player this talked about in their first 50 games. Nick Dacos, Chris Judd, but that was strictly for on-field performance. There's never been a character like Jack Ginnivan, I don't think. So, if you did enjoy this video, please leave a like and subscribe. Comment down below what you thought about this style of video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.